Ba-dum,
Ba-dum,
bum,
bum,
ba-dum,
bum,
bum. That
bum.
should be our theme music.
Yeah.
Hidden in the ring.
You like corn, Wesley? Okay, cool. What's up? Episode 3. Here it
I
is.
just, I got to get this off my chest first. All right, I got to
What?
be honest. I got to get honest with you and with y'all. I didn't fucking vote yesterday. I didn't vote. I'm gonna tell you why I didn't vote.
I
I didn't
didn't
vote.
either.
Shut down the fucking podcast. No one's gonna listen to two guys about politics who didn't even fucking
Now,
vote.
listen. This
I
wasn't.
have a.
Tell your story. I'd like to hear.
All right, so here's my thing. There were a couple, like, I didn't, for one, and we talked about this last week. I don't even know who's on my ticket.
Okay.
The only thing I know for sure is I want Mitch McConnell gone. That's the only thing I know.
Right.
But, like I said before, last year when I voted, he's not even in my district or whatever, right?
Right.
Like, he
Well,
wasn't even on my ticket last year.
well,
I don't think.
it hadn't been 4 years or 6.
No, or 2 years ago when I voted. It's every 2 years, right?
We're really showing our intelligence with
Well, and
this
that's
right
okay.
now.
You know what? That's what this is for. Like, I feel like a lot of people say
Yeah.
politics. Like, I don't care to admit that I don't know everything about civics. Okay, I know a lot. I don't say a lot. No, what I do know most about is current events, what's going on, and my opinion on said events. Okay, and that was one of the big ideas behind this podcast. And I know the last 2 episodes we've kind of been out in left field, but the idea is, okay, let's become more informed citizens.
Right.
Let's become more informed.
And like, if anybody's watching and they know, please tell us, because like, I'm going to look in a second, but I'd like to know if you
I
know.
was like, Booker. That name sound familiar to you?
Okay, well, that's the Senate, but of course it's in the same race with McConnell. But
Right, I understand my names. Booker, McGrath.
right,
That's all I know.
it's really, it's not above local. That's really all you
And I
should
don't know anything
know.
about. I'm Taylor County, right? You
Right.
are Somerset, which is what county?
Pulaski.
Pulaski County. All right. Like I said last time, like I don't know nothing about that. What's going on? Who's what?
Right. I listen. I told you last time too. I've been sharing sample ballots, so
Yeah.
you ain't got an excuse.
Where's yours?
Where's my what? Okay, listen. Hey. Here's my excuse.
I told that story. What's your story?
Well, wait. What was your excuse? That you didn't know him? You didn't feel informed enough?
Informed.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
informed.
So listen, people. I'll tell you right now. If I'm talking with somebody and they ever say they didn't vote, the first thing I'm going to do is probably criticize you if you've been like critical of government. It's not like I'm going to criticize you, but I'm going to be like, man, you didn't even vote. It's not an attack vector, but it's something that weighs a little bit. However, if you have an excuse like Alex's and you didn't because you're not as informed as you feel like you should be, I think that's completely valid. I think it's better than doing that. Better doing but please don't take my advice, because if everyone did that, no one would vote because no one cares to look. Most people don't. Most people don't care.
Well, I feel like if no one's informed and everyone votes, then it's just a crapshoot.
Welcome to politics post. I'm just gonna say 2012. Yeah, probably ever. It's probably ever. Okay. So that's a good excuse, though. You have a good one. I have a good one too. I didn't have a
You know
car.
what I did last year? Local election.
What? Straight party?
I asked my sponsor, "Hey, who should I vote for?" Because I trusted his opinion.
Right.
But still, it's like looking back now, I'm like, damn. That's kind of like when parents be like, we're all gonna go vote. You're gonna vote for this person.
Yeah.
Because in this house, we vote red.
You know there are people that are like that.
Yeah. I mean, how many people are out there vote a certain way? How many people out there went and voted yesterday when they just put all red or all blue? Because that's an option.
Oh,
You just
yeah.
vote on part line.
Hey, do you think that should be in?
I think that should be illegal. I don't
Yeah,
think that should
that's
be
pretty
a thing.
stupid. It's pretty stupid. I don't have a car. Well, I do now.
Your car blew up.
Yeah, my car exploded. Sadly, it poured over into yesterday. Now, I could have asked somebody for a ride, I guess,
God, that's way too stale. Shit.
or hitchhiked. What?
My tea. I put way too much tea in my
Oh,
tea.
sweet Jesus.
I put way too
Oh
much
my
tea in that
God.
tea.
Well,
It's like eating tea leaves.
I'm over here just drinking water. Alex has Darjeeling tea, so.
I got Darjeeling tea over here. Okay, look at the amount. I don't know if you can tell. Look at the amount of tea I put in this cup of tea.
Oh, baby.
Well, I've been playing with it because every time I'm like, it could be a little stouter, it could be a little stouter, and so this time I'm just like,
Fuck it.
and I'm drinking the San Pellegrino, and I've got the water. Like, I gotta have different drinks. I gotta drink.
You get the hydration station at your desk. Okay, so here's the deal. This is a little bit different. I feel like the first two we kind of had some like pent up content.
Yeah.
And this is something that we've discussed, so it's not like this is some new thing, but I'm telling them, I guess, we kind of want to be a little structured with this, somewhat. Like, our original thing was kind of that we have a topic and we talk about it and all that, which I feel like that, like there's space actually at the bottom if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, where I put that space there to put a topic there, but I haven't yet. I don't even think I've actually prepared some for now, and I've got topics that we're going to cover, but I don't even think I'm going to put it up there. I just don't really want to define it too much, you know what I'm saying? The first thing that I want to talk about is the Kentucky election. And I do have some stuff. I'm going to give you a link, Alex, and then you can pull it up too, and then I'm going to show it also so we can kind of
You send it on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you on Facebook because that'll be easier for me. But just a little bit about the results, I guess. This is the primary for the Democratic side now, so it's kind of like it's a weird thing there. I looked more into Amy McGrath.
That's also what we voted for, right? Like the Democratic primaries, right?
Yes, yeah, and the the Republican also. I mean,
see, I'm confused on that because the DNC chose a candidate, right?
Right. Well, it's their it's what's the word? I can't think of the word. It's their endorsed nomination, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Like,
so
it's the one they won.
Everyone's running the Democratic Party as a whole. Those in office right now are saying, or the DNC is not actually. I don't know how that works. So
yeah, I mean, I guess
DNC is sponsoring this guy, but all these people are running.
Right.
All right. I'll tell you who would have got my vote, and they're not running anymore.
Who?
Because I am registered Democrat.
Same.
Now I'm fucking drawing blanks. Damn it. Hawaii. My own man. Representative from Hawaii. Female.
Female? Yeah. Oh my God.
God, I talk about her all the time.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi Gabbard. That's who I had my vote.
Yeah. Democratic side,
she's not even campaigning anymore.
She stopped pretty early on, didn't she? It was pretty early, I believe. Like, pretty early in it, I guess. Did I send you that link? No, I didn't. Okay. Here it comes. There it is. All right. So, what I have here are the live results for the Kentucky State primary. Yeah, Turkey Sage said Tulsi 2020.
Yeah, Tulsi, dude. She's the most centrist person I could find. She's the most common sense. Anyway, we'll get on that later. We'll talk about Tulsi some more time.
Hold on. What? Okay.
Joseph R. Biden.
Joseph R. Biden.
When you hop on here, it shows Joseph Biden, Joe Biden, and Bernie Sanders. Okay, and then you can click down to see all of the other people.
Right.
And there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 slots. You've got Joe Biden, who's sitting at 36,067 votes for a total of 57.1%. That is insane to me.
Yeah.
Where were all the Bernie bro turnouts?
I know.
He got 7,566 votes for 12%. 100%.
It's really crazy how even just the media saying, "Well, the DNC endorses Joe Biden," that makes that many people be like, well, fuck it, might as well go
Well,
ahead
and he
and
did. He was. I think a lot of people might have been like, "Hey, I loved Obama. Obama endorses him. He was
right.
his Obama's vice
True.
president. You know what I mean?
True.
And and kids love to rub the hair on his legs.
God. Some of the like we have a president now that I have to say says some of the craziest things ever. Like
Dude,
craziest.
all right. He says some off the wall shit,
Yeah.
but that was the craziest thing I've ever heard someone
Biden
talk
just
about.
he has literal it's not
What the
it's diarrhea of the mouth so bad.
and the kids, don't get me wrong, I'm not up here. I don't know a whole lot about Joe Biden. My knee jerk reaction is he's gonna say whatever it is he needs to say. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. I mean, and this is bad to blanket, but it seems like he's just an establishment Democrat, like ready
Yeah.
that's got a puppet hole in his butt that's ready to have the
I mean, this is I've never seen what I see on my news feeds. Okay, I've got a wide array of friends. All right,
Nice.
I have several thousand friends on Facebook, which that's just what it is. Most of them through the comic community. Most people I do not even know. But because of that, I get a wide array of political views. And what I see is a lot of people who hate Trump, a lot of people who are pro-Trump. All right, it's kind of down the middle. You either hate him or you love him.
right.
Right. And then I see the Democrats who are like, "Well, I fucking hate Joe Biden too," and then but most of them are like, "But anybody to get Trump out."
Lesser of the evil.
Beyond that, I see a
That
whole lot of
dichotomy.
Bernie bros, Bernie sisses, if that's a term.
Yikes.
Matter of fact, before the DNC endorsed Joe Biden, that's what I saw the majority of.
Yeah. A lot.
Was Bernie Sanders. I mean,
I felt it more this time, maybe because I was a little. It wasn't like I'm vested in it, but I dug in and I had a little. I have a more open mind than I had in 2016 now, but I feel like it was stronger. Not that there were maybe even more people, maybe there were, but I don't know. I saw a lot more support on social media for him, like from other people. I don't know.
all right, so
Just saw a lot.
the main thing I think people are going to vote for yesterday was primaries.
Well, hey,
Now,
listen. No. Hold on. No, the Senate is kind of the big deal right now. The Democratic whoever wins the Democratic nomination for Senate now that will and here's the deal. I guess that's what this is. Maybe I need to look into it more. I don't know. I feel really stupid. I'm sure there's people that are watching that probably discuss things with me on there that are like, "Sweet dude, now I'm gonna bring that up." As they're typing into Google, like, what happens during the U.S. Senate Democratic primary. But it is a primary where now I believe that Amy McGrath has won, like, the nomination for the Democrats in Kentucky for November. Because in November, she goes up against
Okay, so these are
Mitch
primaries.
McConnell. Right.
Okay.
And listen, I've heard a lot about how Amy McGrath could potentially, and I know it's crazy to say because Mitch McConnell's been our senator for God knows how long. Like, I don't want to give the number because I know it's decades though. But like, a lot of analysts are saying that Amy McGrath has a chance to maybe unseat him. I don't know
thought she
though.
had a chance last year. Or
Yeah.
last election cycle.
Right. Well, that's also what they said then too. So who knows? I'm pretty.
So let's,
I feel like Mitch
can you screen
McConnell's.
share-
What?
Can you screen share that site?
No. Because I'm screen sharing my video to you. Oh, wait.
We've done that before. Not to me, to the podcast.
Oh yeah, it's on right now. It's on there.
Oh, okay. I'm not watching the podcast.
No, it's been on there since we started talking about it. I've got it up on my phone just to watch
Anybody who watches our podcast are troopers because we're so fucking off the wall. We're
Yeah.
always like,
Yeah.
we're gonna get structured.
Yeah.
No, freaking
Right.
not.
It's way better now than it was. Jeez, the sound was terrible the first time. then it tells the other there were a few like districts that had to have house elections. So then there's a few of those. I don't even. I'm pretty sure ours was Massey, like for our area. I think he won again.
So let go back up to the presidential. All right. When you look at the presidential, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You see, one of them is uncommitted. What's weird to me is that got 19% of the votes was uncommitted. What does that mean?
I don't know. I've seen that
People
word
who voted
often.
who did not vote for.
Any of them? I don't know. You can leave it blank. I wonder if it means that. I wonder if it's a funnel
So
term.
like they did not commit to any of those.
Right, any of
They
those.
voted, but they left that one blank. Is what I wonder what that means. And then the bar under there is, I'm guessing it says 63,171 votes. It's a big, that bar. I wonder if that isn't the whole bar. What I'm thinking is number of votes reported, estimated share of votes reported.
Let's do this. I think there was a way for me to click and check Republican. No, but that's really nice. We can look at the past results if you'd like. We did that last time, remember? I think we even did that not on a pod. I mean, obviously not on a podcast, but I think we just talked about it and we looked at them. Like I did a live, I think, and we looked at the past amount of votes. Period.
Look at Madison County. Okay. 50% of the votes from Madison County is uncommitted.
That's crazy. Wow. And that's just period uncommitted. Total 4. What
These must the results are, because
oh my God.
Jefferson County is showing 0 of 623 precincts reporting. So
Now listen. Let me say this. This is something that I wrote down that needs to be said for sure.
You're talking about the
lots
voter suppression?
No, lots of counties have said that they'll have full election results by June 30th. I believe that this is a COVID thing. Like now, because this is live, it's literally updating every 10 seconds here, it says. So.
How come presidential, this is weird. How come presidential results are in like that night or the next day, right?
Yeah.
Right? And it's going to take a week for these results.
I think it's an adjusted thing for COVID. There's a lot of mail-in stuff that has to be counted. There's a lot of different ways.
There's mail-in votes before.
Probably not at this scale. My God, there's just no way. Like I don't know that for a fact, but there's no possible way that it's even remotely the same. Dude, most of the people that I have seen have said they've mailed theirs in, and that's weird, but it's their own COVID thing too. I don't know. What do you think about Louisville having one voting location? One. The entirety of Louisville. I think maybe even that whole county.
I'll tell you what I think about it. Well, that's weird. Whenever you look at the screen on my screen, that's weird. Anyway, I've heard that it was to cut down on COVID, but that doesn't make sense because wouldn't more polling places. So this is what I've seen. Everyone I see is calling it voter suppression from the right. So
Right.
Wait for Mitch McConnell to get to not get voted out. But then I've also heard that it was the governor's idea.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe that's a good topic to look up. Why was there only one polling location? But then I also heard like there was that famous video. Have you seen it of Everyone like smacking on the glass. Let us vote. Let us vote. Let us vote. Um,
No, what the
but
hell?
I've heard. Have you not seen that video?
No.
So
Why?
apparently there were some parking issues or something. They had to lock the doors to the civic center for a couple hours, 30 minutes, whatever period of time. Somewhere between 30 minutes and a couple hours. I'm not sure. I want to say around 2 hours, but I could be wrong. Um, but then I heard that it was 100 voters that didn't get to vote right off, and then every single person ended up getting to vote. That's just what I heard. That's what I saw. All right.
Jordan, drop it here. Like, drop it. Just type it up, and we'll probably get into it. Okay. Joseph Biden with 57.1%. He got all of the delegates, so, from Kentucky. So it's pretty much a done deal from Kentucky. Bernie Sanders 12%, Elizabeth Warren 2.7, everybody else below that. Not really surprising. What is surprising is that there's not more for Bernie Sanders. I feel like a lot of the people that are able to flip over to a Bernie-esque type of politics that are in Kentucky would very much be way easier to do that with Bernie than with Biden, but it happened, and it's crazy. It's like, I don't know why people wouldn't just go ahead and vote for Bernie if they really wanted, because he could have secured delegates out of this. It wouldn't have count in the end, but I don't know. That's sad.
So Jefferson County, June 23rd polling location. One polling location. Kentucky Exposition Center. Gates 2, 4, and 6. Parking is free. That's 937 Phillips Lane, Louisville, Kentucky 40209.
So that's where they had it. What is that? Like a stadium or something?
It's like Rupp, I guess.
Okay.
It's Expo Center.
Right. So like their Yum Center deal.
Yeah, something like that. One polling location for 3 gates.
How many people are in Louisville?
To put that in perspective, let's look at my county, which is Taylor County.
Hey, Savannah.
Well, all right. In-person voting locations, 4.
Lol.
4.
602,000 people in Louisville.
4. Let's look at Boyle County. Okay.
Oh, it's gonna be like 12 or something, I bet. Hey, what's your guess?
I'm guessing at least 2. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh my God, really? I say 5.
Oh, 2 Boyle. All right, 2. Haha.
Wow.
Boyle County Fire Department Station 1 and First Christian Church.
Ask me how many Pulaski had.
3.
No, they had like 7.
That's insane.
Yikes. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
That's what. Why is it only 1?
Like it seems like even more populations have less, minus Somerset.
I see a lot of counties that only have 1 voting location.
So why didn't they all do that? Like, look up how many Pulaski had.
Edmondson, Davies, Cumberland, Crittenden.
Look up Pulaski and see how many. I think it was literally like 6 or something. I know mine. What?
Let me send you this link I'm on.
Sure.
Pulaski. Holy shit.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What?
Nancy Elementary School, Southwestern High School, Southern Middle School, Shopville, Old Gym, Science Hill Elementary School, and Hal Rogers Fire Training.
Now listen, those are decently spread out, but it's not 15 miles between some of them. Some of them are within a 5-mile radius, like a 5-mile diameter circle. That's crazy.
Okay. So the question is, all right. Well, all right. What the second largest city county would be what? Fayette County, right?
Population. Yeah, probably. Maybe.
Or at least, I mean, that's probably going to be
Maybe Bowling
yeah,
Green. I don't know.
that's going to be the highest um, representation of African Americans in Kentucky.
Mm,
Fayette, only one location.
weird. It had to be that district that decided that. Had to be like that district that enforced
Who
that.
decides? Who decides that?
Not a clue. Not a
Who
clue.
decides how many voting locations will be in a particular?
Oh man, Jordan, Jesus, what a
Yeah.
what a coffin to open there.
What do you say?
You better be ready for it. Now listen, you're diving deep, and it's okay. We can continue that, or I could drop what he just said. And
That's what I feel like the best place to start out is,
what?
because the sensationalists are going to say, and maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but I want to start at the beginning. It's voter suppression.
That's weird.
Right? That's the knee jerk. That's the headline.
Right.
Voter suppression, trying to keep the black vote out. That's what I see.
That's what you see, actually? Really?
That's what I've seen on Facebook all day.
No, but that's not what you. Is that what you think? Or are you just saying
No.
that? Okay. Okay.
No.
Sorry.
No. Am I open minded to the possibility? Absolutely.
By the Republicans. Now,
I'm always down for a good conspiracy now.
now
But it
listen.
doesn't make sense. That's why I want to know who decides how many polling locations are going to be, because that's a Democrat city. Okay.
Right. Hey, and Pulaski County is not like that, but the city is ran by a Democratic mayor now, and he's very progressive. Like, I don't know.
Let's get that coffin.
Okay, dude. Fuck. I gotta put
Name
this
one.
up. This is like completely. This isn't even.
He's saying, I don't want to hear shit from you motherfuckers. Didn't even
This will be a true discussion. I don't think that there like we'll get into like some deep facets here. Okay, Jordan Wayne Logue, because that's what it says on your Facebook. Jordan Logue asks, "Do you think COVID will end once November is over? Hold on. Once a new president is elected, I guess a better question is, do you think this virus is made up in a sense?"
No, I'm gonna be honest. There's two, and no disrespect to the question because it's a valid question. I've heard a lot. Anyone who thinks COVID is 100% made up has been dropped on their head.
Yeah, they're crazy. And I don't think that's what he means, because he's got a brain. He's not.
Will the sensational news about it subside?
And oh God,
Will
yes.
it be more common sense strategy? Yeah, most likely.
That's already happened. It's already happened. And I know,
an
like Jordan, I know you see it. So we'll hit this election, and then COVID will not be spoken about. The only thing, like something weird that I can see with maybe some sort of voter suppression thing, because COVID and voting are very relevant right now, like coinciding like together. But that wouldn't even make sense, because I don't know. I mean, maybe it would, maybe no, because Trump's against the regulations, and most Republican people are against regulations. So like you said, it's a confusing thing, even about the polling locations.
Well, from what I've heard, and these were all as far as the polling locations go. The main thing I've heard is it's a ploy by Mitch McConnell to try to suppress Democratic votes.
Wow.
But looking now, that doesn't make sense either, because this is all about who's going to get nominated.
Right.
So he's going to have to run against someone regardless.
Yep.
So this would not be the primaries would not be the place to suppress the votes.
Well, I think as far as the Senate primary goes in this state, and Jordan, I promise we'll get back to it. I think we're about to finish this thought fully.
Well, I don't know what else to say on that. Like my thoughts kind of on that.
Well, I mean, I'll drop like I want to drop something else on that. But with the Senate primary, the big thing about Charles Booker was that he had the endorsements of a lot of people, and Amy McGrath didn't. Charles Booker had the endorsement of Bernie Sanders, Ocasio-Cortez, and Elizabeth Warren, and other people that were very notable Democrats. So, like, I
I
really,
never heard of Booker until this morning.
yeah,
Someone showed me his long campaign video,
yeah,
and I was like, "Damn, this dude gets it."
yeah. Hey, man, he's really together with his shit. I really,
And then
yeah.
I heard, and then he dropped the bomb towards the end of the video.
What?
Because like basically what I heard through the whole thing was like, he basically is like he went with the, I'm the everyman, right? And this is my first take. So he's like, I come from nothing and all this, and then he showed this family photo, right? And I'm just like, where I come from, you didn't have family photos like that unless you was doing all right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We didn't hire no professional photographer to come in and take no family photos where I'm from in the poorhouse.
Right. Right. I mean,
But that was just something I noticed. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then he's going through and he's like, black, brown, white. I see people struggling everywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's got the southern drawl on point. You know what I mean? These are the kind of things I look
Hey,
for. You know,
I like Booker. I see it.
I liked him. He seemed like a down to earth individual from the campaign video.
Right.
But then he was like, "There's no reason the government can't give us all free health care."
Oh God.
And the government can secure us all a job. That's where I just kind of went, well, you lost me now.
Well,
I don't like blanket statements like that.
I can't throw. Of course, every Democrat or anybody that supports that would like that stuff. That just in my head, what I see is that he'll at least fight for that. I mean, it's not like it's not a thing that can just happen. Or I feel like Obama would have done that. Like he did something similar, but it still wasn't like finalized perfect. But I don't know. It doesn't matter, dude. Free healthcare will just get shit on by the next Republican president. So.
Well, it's like in that video, he said something to the tune of like it was back breath to breath. He said something about smaller government, and then said government can give us all healthcare and jobs.
He also, I've heard him say a lot that he doesn't play into the bipartisan dichotomy, like he don't want to play that two-party BS.
I don't want to make like I said, this is just my knee-jerk opinion based on one. I never heard of the guy until this morning, and I saw his video, and man, it was like a dude. Whoever made that video, they knew what they was doing. Dude.
Yeah.
They were like, this is him. The Messiah has gotten here, and then like I've kind of trained myself to try to read between the lines.
Right. I haven't seen this video. The only thing I've seen on Charles Booker, dude, live videos of him, and it's him like doing shit. That's what I've seen. It's like him speaking with people. I think I watched one where he was at some city council meeting, and he was like actively engaging with the people. I don't know. So I've seen a few things like that. I'll tell you right now, I've seen a lot more of that shit from him than I have from Amy McGrath. Amy McGrath is establishment. Like I really and without all of the support, the only real support that she has is like from what I've read, Chuck Schumer. It's like he is like smashing money to her for the second bout, I guess.
Well, here's the problem. All right, as voters, the only thing we can do, especially with up and comers like Booker or McGrath, stuff like that. If you just listen to a Mitch McConnell platform, okay, there's always going to be, I don't agree with this, I do agree with that type thing.
Right.
But most elected officials you see, in my experience, they campaign on a certain idea, on ideals, and then they completely go back on it once they get elected. And
right.
So really the only thing that you can really make informed decisions on, so I can make platform decisions. I mean, well, I agree or don't agree with their platform.
Right.
That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then with someone like McConnell, you can say, well, to hell with your platform. Let's look at what you've done.
Right. Your track record, big time.
And I'm sick of every year seeing people. McConnell's the only one fighting for the coal industry. Look, the coal industry's dead. I'm sorry.
Let's see. I want to know how long he's been. He's been majority leader since 2015. The longest serving U.S. senator in Kentucky history.
And look at us. I mean, I know you can't point a finger and blame one person, but where are we? 47th, 43rd in education?
Yeah, 47th.
How big is his district? His area?
Well, I think he's a senator, so I mean he represents the state to the
He represents the whole state.
right to the president, like in the Senate, and he's majority leader now. So now he's got big titties. Okay, all right. So listen, that's kind of done. U.S. Senate primary. There's the results. Charles Booker lost by like 5%, and of course these are not finished.
Close, dude.
Yeah, it's really nice. And what I think is really cool is Charles Booker is a guy.
All the results aren't in, right?
Right. Yeah, they're not. A lot of people are saying that it's real tight, and they're ready to see like.
I'd like to see where Jefferson County is going to put that.
I thought I read something different that changed thought. A lot of people are saying, wait for this one because it's close. I really think it's awesome. I don't care. Like, you say you've seen stuff about Booker in a campaign video. I have trained. I'm not trying to elevate myself over you. I don't watch that shit. I can't watch campaign video. They're like the longest, most garbage, drawn out soap operas of commercials I've ever seen. Like I don't even care about that. Like I can't even watch that. It is a good way to somewhat gather what's along the platform that they're, going to represent, but I can't do that shit. Ever since Matt Bevin did that stupid thing where he threw those decommissioned like smoke grenades up in the air and shot them with shotguns, I'm done with anything political that has been filmed and edited for me. I'm done with it. It's so stupid. It was the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
When someone showed it to me at work this morning, they were like, "What do you think about Charles Booker?" I was like, "I never heard of the guy." And they're like, "Here, watch this video."
He is our Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez for the state. In my opinion, that's how I feel about him.
Here we go. I got this PDF. Location, polling place, and voting center sites. Depending upon state law, election officials are responsible for determining the number of polling places, their location, hours of operation, and which precincts to assign to each location.
Election officials?
Vote center locations should be selected in order to serve both the heavily populated urban cities as well as rural towns within your jurisdiction. In the urban areas, they should be located near heavy traffic areas, large residential areas, major employers, and public transportation routes. In rural areas, choose locations that are easily recognized within the community. If possible, choose locations that have served as polling places in the past. This is a chapter from some fucking book or something. It's chapter 9 or something.
Oh my god.
EAC.gov. That's all I got.
604,984 absentee ballots have now been returned to clerks. That's insane. I want to read this article. Okay, listen. Jordan had a follow-up. Hit a follow-up because he wants us to stay on the COVID thing. Okay. So going off of if we think it'll end in November or whatever, look up how many people Wuhan are preparing to test for this virus. How come the United States can't test like this? I understand we have 320 million plus living here, but you get what I mean. They're wanting to test that many in 10 days. Get to that. Okay.
So he's asking how come Wuhan can test this many but America can't?
No. The Wuhan, yeah, okay. So Wuhan is preparing to test a ton of people. Apparently, I haven't seen any numbers on that. How come the United States can't test like this?
Okay. I'm no expert on COVID. Obviously, I'm no expert on anything except how to fuck up. But one thing I've learned is any information coming out of China is suspect.
Yeah.
Period.
Like when I'm looking up, Jordan, the stats as to what you're talking about, like how much they plan to. I don't know if you think that it's 11 million people, right? 11 million in 10 days. That was in 10 days. Um, I don't know about you, Alex, but since the beginning of this, and it's not some sort of anything obvious. I'm not even going to say that. It's not some sort of bias or of any type, other than the fact that when we got initial information about this, it was late. It was weird from China. They weren't very concise about what was going on. They were kind of there. I forget this story about this doctor that tried to oust this and whistleblow early. We're talking like
The
November.
reports were like, nothing to see here. Don't
Right,
worry.
right. This doctor
Fine.
tried to whistleblow. The government, Chinese government, told him to shut up, like do not say this out. And then the guy ends up continuing to test people, and he ends up dying from COVID. Just
Yeah, if you try, well, yeah,
well,
died from COVID.
right.
I don't trust the CC. I don't trust shit coming out of China.
No, I
Let's be
don't.
honest. I don't trust anything coming out of a communist regime. I don't trust shit coming out of
Every
Russia.
every piece of news from China goes through their government first. That's facts.
Yeah,
So
every business, everything is the CCP.
right.
Everything
Yep.
is CCP. Every business is.
Hong Kong is slowly becoming that again. Is slowly becoming CCP again. Like the police are smashing people there. The professor's
It's
from
all
Harvard. Yeah.
any major
Yeah.
business, CCP.
Yep.
If it's not directly owned by a member or directly owned, it's overseen.
Alex, do you think they manufactured this in a lab to create global discord? That's just me asking.
I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I gotta be careful with that shit.
We
Part of
be
me wants to be like, yeah, dude, they're fucking out to get us. They're out to fucking get us. This shit. It's the fucking 23 days later.
yeah, right,
Part of me connects the dots and goes, well, look at all these trade deals that America was kind of won out on,
right.
and then I see all the Hong Kong protests,
Mm-hmm.
and then I see the COVID come out.
Mm-hmm.
I see China lock itself down.
Right.
I see them tell the whole
Or-
world not to worry about nothing. Everything's cool.
Or whatever the fuck they
Got to
did.
contain. There's nothing really going on here. And then it outbreaks across the world. And all of a sudden, China's like, "Oh,
We're the
let's
best.
do something about this. This shit's crazy.
Right.
This shit's crazy.
We did the
And
best.
we're here to help."
Or something.
And what I'm looking at is I've seen the numbers of GDP
Right.
and America's
Oh yeah, God.
most anybody who is allies with us. So I mean, let's get real. You got pretty much an Axis ally, whoever you want to call it. You got Chinese and theirs, and you got USA and ours. All us and our allies. Okay, you can argue who was better at testing and whatever. That's
Right.
a whole other conversation. But let's look at the economic impact. Okay, China and their allies, GDP stayed. Their economy fine. Okay, American businesses selling out, and what's China doing? Buying. So if it was any kind of biological warfare, I think it's economic warfare. If it was conspiracy, if it was planned, if it was leaked or whatever, I don't think it was necessarily fucking death tolls and that kind of thing. I think it was let's
Agree.
take this economy over.
Agree.
We gotta hurt the American economy.
Like if it was gonna be something that they did. What I did is I did not listen to the CDC from the start of this. I'm not saying that I'm like I'm above everything, but I heard one epidemiologist take, and I said I'm just gonna have to listen to independent epidemiologists. I don't think I can stop. I don't think I can listen to somebody that's funded by the government. I tried not to. There's a lot of things that I shared and a lot of things I talked about that were info from the government, and used those numbers to kind of make opinions about things that were verified in other places too. I don't know.
Well, that's
We're
the
we're
problem.
kind of
And
screwed. Yeah, I mean that's bad.
Finding legitimate sources of information is difficult.
Hey, and even for that, even if you were friends with the Surgeon General, and he was like, "Yo, you want access to all the files? You can go check them out." Those are all fucked up because we're people are dying of just pneumonia, and we're calling it COVID. So they're screwed anyways. Like people,
Well, and here's the thing: everyone's beholden to somebody. Everyone's beholden to somebody. All right, you're beholden to your reputation. You're beholden to a political ideology or party. You're beholden to an employer, and everybody has wants a twist a certain way. So look at Fauci. Okay, Fauci was everyone's savior for a long time. Don't listen to Donald. Listen to Fauci. That's what I said.
right?
All right, what's Fauci's job? Keep us safe.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Let us know if something's something to worry about or not. Okay. Fauci's not gonna. No one's gonna criticize Fauci, overly criticize him. I say that.
Sorry.
No one's gonna overly criticize Fauci if he makes too much of something. Okay. Or if
Right.
he doesn't make enough about something,
Right.
his ass is grass. So of course he's gonna be like, keep everything closed until kingdom come,
Yeah.
because that's the safe way for him.
Hey, now what do you? Hey, stop there. What do you think about that? Do you think that's an act? Do you think that's like a good way to approach that? Or this?
Well, I'm trying to put myself in his shoes. I'm trying to put myself in his shoes, and
High liability, boys. We're talking high. We're not talking, you know, 400 people die. We're talking potentially millions, which
yeah,
obviously
well,
didn't happen. But
when it first came out, I feel like we did right. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't even want to get on the Donald Trump thing, but I feel like for the most part, we started out on the right foot. You can
Mhm.
always do better.
right,
Hindsight's 2020. You could always do better, but we did pretty good. You know, we all right. Let's cut down on flights. Okay, let's
Well,
cut down on flights.
awful. That's most.
The only thing I feel like we didn't do good was we didn't have, as we've seen, our America's biggest problem, what I saw during COVID, was we don't do our manufacturing here in America.
Right.
Because what was the biggest problem? Shortages.
Yes.
Shortages of masks. Shortages
Supply
of
chain
respirators,
disruptions bad.
shortages of hand sanitizer and that kind of thing. So there was that. You can get into the task force, whether or not the task force was fired and who wasn't, but that all comes down to you always. Every president's going to cut corners somewhere. All right, was that the smartest place to cut a corner? Hell no. Like we should probably keep that task force up and running all the time.
Right.
2020, you know what I mean? If there's going to be warfare, it's going to be some kind of biological warfare.
Right.
Um,
Or economical. And
well, that's what I'm saying. I think it's economic
yeah.
biology.
right.
Because what it is you've got two giant superpowers who could blow up the world if open. We're not ever going to see another World War II.
No.
Okay, and I think a lot of people are on those lines like, "Well, there's going to be a war. There's going to be a war." No, there's not. Okay,
Not a world
if
war.
there is a war, this world is over.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess if they wanted it to be, if that's how.
And I think that's people's fears is when you've got these very enigmatic leaders, hot-headed, rash people. That's everybody's fear with Donald Trump is like,
Right.
is that the kind of guy we want standing over the red button? Right, because that's what keeps us.
Hey, a lot of people say that's who
And
they want.
Mutually assured destruction is what has kept us at relative peace
Right.
since we weren't the only people with nukes.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, as soon as the communists came up with, you're like, okay, you blew up Japan, but we got nukes now too. It's been nothing but mutually assured destruction. Okay, you shoot us, we'll shoot you back. Okay, so no one's shooting their nukes. So everything has to be sly. There can't be any full frontal attacks.
Right.
So, what's the best way to kill somebody now? The only way to beat your enemy now is to hit him in the wallet.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we've been doing that since, but I think now it's a very, 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 like a very viable attack vector. It's like you know, I can't think of any examples, but I know that there were shortages and things like that, and we would. It's always been a common theme of war to attack a supply line. It's always been a common thing.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's where you look at Africa, rich
Right.
minerals, all right?
Right.
Fighting over, we got, and then the whole American, we got to bring you some freedom.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Oh, you've got oil. Let's get you some freedom.
Here's some freedom.
And I know it's not as cut and dry as that. You know, everything is there's so many layers on everything. But that's, I mean, just me as someone who's grown up in this post 9/11 America is what I've seen. It's like it's no surprise that every time we go to freedomize someone,
We have
there's
a goal,
war in that country.
right? There's an ulterior motive, like every time. Um,
So whenever you say is COVID a biological weapon, I say if it is, it's not to kill a population, but to hurt the American people.
right. I really think that most people that even conspire on the COVID thing when China engineering it, I think they even think that too. That's an economic. Well, we're gonna feel the effects of this forever. People are saying like 10 years or
Well,
whatever.
and then you see people who are like, uh, was part of it. Like I've seen the conspiracy theories that like, well, we've got riots. How do we stop them riots? Let's give everybody a scare.
Right. Um, man, I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something important. I don't necessarily think that like China manufactured this. A lot of things from a lot of people that I've
Oh, I absolutely do not believe that this came from
yeah,
fucking
it's zoologic. The structure of the genome of the virus itself shows that it came from evolution, like it evolved
Well,
out of an animal.
COVID's been around for coronavirus has apparently been around for a long
Yeah,
time,
a long time. This is a novel one, a new one with the ID
but
19.
it's not been transferable to humans, and that like we're
Right,
showing our ignorance here.
right.
Um,
No, we're
but
right.
I have seen headlines, not necessarily reputable, but I've seen instances where people are like, "Hey, yeah, this is a real COVID. This is a real coronavirus that has been manipulated in a lab." That's what I've heard.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
I don't know how true that is because I mean, you got 5,000
Yeah.
sources. Everybody's getting their fucking information from Facebook, and all the legitimate, like we were just talking about, all the legitimate news sources out there
Independent
are
epidemiologist
everybody.
is the only
Do I listen to the
people.
CDC? Do I listen to who? Do I listen to the governor? Do I listen to Facebook? Do I listen to fucking Uncle Tom? Who do I listen to?
I've really tried to be so careful. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of information that if I were to go back and redact, my my funneling of my thought process through COVID is still coming to the same point. Like, I don't think that there's much that I would take back that I've said. Maybe speculatory stuff I would, but like most of the
My
stuff.
big break. So just look at masks. Just look at masks. Okay.
Oh.
You've got how many different? You've got people on Facebook saying if you don't wear a mask, you're a monster.
Well,
You got people
hey man, listen, we're talking about people that honestly, and I'm not saying that everybody in America can't think for themselves, but a lot don't. They have to. It's not that they have to have their hand held, but they have to have they have to have a window into it for them to be able to know it's like a thing that they should do.
well, I don't know who to listen to because even the is it the WHO or the CDC is now saying the
Yeah.
only time you should ever be wearing a mask is if you are treating someone who has COVID at that time.
Right. And they've flipped and flopped on that like 10 times. Both the
So
WHO and CDC.
what is it? Now,
Right.
and I don't wear a mask. I'll be honest. I don't wear a mask. If I go to your business and you say wear a mask, I'm going to be like, hopefully you've got one at the door I can grab, or I'm going to turn around and go home.
Right.
I did keep one in my car for a while. I try to keep one in my car, but I don't typically wear one. Um, I think another thing there are thought processes out there that's like maybe this is multiple diseases because I was watching Joe Rogan and they were talking about how like some cities are hit super hard by like this deadly COVID.
Right.
You know, like, and then there are the I've got a cough and there's people who yeah, we've got 5,000 COVID cases.
The odd thing
sick.
The odd thing about COVID, and Jordan, you mentioned that it's in cattle, and coronavirus is a very broad term for the that describes somehow the structure or the
Yeah,
something that
because
has
it
to do
looks
with
like
it.
a crown. It looks
Right.
like a crown.
Okay. So there's where that came from. I'm sure that's some, I don't know, some ancient wordology there, terminology, but I don't know. Okay, so epidemiologists that I've listened to, that I stayed listening to the whole time, I've even got them in a folder right here on my bookmarks. Listened to them the whole time. They still were really kind of weird about it in the beginning. Like they didn't seem to think that it would be as bad as a lot of the WHO numbers and CDC numbers. It's almost like the WHO and CDC said it was going to be bad. Then the epidemiologist said it was going to be bad. They stopped. CDC just maintained the holy shit, this is terrible thing. And then the epidemiologists, while we're all freaking out, are just like, I think this is going to become something that's a little lesser. Jordan, the difference is, and this is something I've had to explain to me by a candidate for a doctorate in like biomedicine. This coronavirus has evolved to where it attacks like capillaries. So if you look up right now, which a lot of people probably don't even know about, and this is crazy, and it's something very important to know, but if you look up the words coronatoes, I know it's so stupid. COVID toes, I think actually is the term for it that people are using. But people's feet are starting, like some people that have these symptoms, they literally like turn black. It looks like they're like frostbite.
Like restricting blood flow.
Right. Yes. So, and that's just in the feet. That's like an extremity that's far away from the heart that they can look and they can be like, wow, well they have coronavirus. This is happening. Let's figure out why. And then they discovered that it's contracting capillaries like in certain parts of the body. Sometimes in lungs, sometimes in heart. Like I think that there are like a decent amount of people that have died from heart failure because of this. Because like
the main thing is just like it's a respiratory.
Right, and of course that's the main part of it. It's like a pneumatic thing. It's like you basically your lungs fill with fluids, and that's so pneumonia. But that's a side effect. So this is like a deeper thing, and stuff like that. This is how it was explained to me. I'm not an expert. Stuff like that, like restriction of capillaries in your feet. That's just not something that's like engineerable in a lab. That they can just be like, oh, pop, see ya. It's not like
Let's
they just
throw a little Blackfeet in there, maybe a
Yeah.
little cough,
just mix
congestion,
it.
pinch
So
it,
hey,
pinch it,
but I'll tell you now, I do not think at all. Even if this was something that started in a street market and just swooped over, I don't think China's sad about it at all. In any way, shape, or form.
That's been a popular conspiracy theory is that it happened, and they're like, okay, well, how can we make the best of it?
Right. That is where I sit then. If we're gonna sit down in places, that's where I sit. I think that they saw it and they were like, hell yeah, let's do the thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like after they were like, okay, China's not gonna die.
Right.
Like we can stop.
And we have a classmate, Alex, that's in China still. Has been.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it. I guess it don't really matter. But I've kind of asked her, like I've just thrown questions at her, and she's been cool and answered some. Man, it sounds really weird. Like she was saying how stuff is like, over there in China, there's so many people that they've a lot of people would just wear masks just to wear them.
Yeah, or that's been a thing for a long time.
Right.
When you watch like the Resident Evils or anything like that, or anything depicting China, like you see people with masks on all the time.
Right.
And I never thought. I always honestly thought it had something to do with the smog.
True.
I didn't know it was just like a culture of like, hey, I may have something, or you may have something.
I've wondered too if I've wondered if that's how we were going to end up. Like, just maybe you see one or two people with a mask because they're a little more concerned about their. I don't know.
Well, I'm sure the effects of this. I'm sure you'll see people wearing masks from now until
a long time.
And the funny thing, when this first started, anybody who was caught trying to sell a mask, demonized.
What, like for an expensive price? That's garbage.
Well, I mean, a price gouger, but if you're selling a mask for a reasonable price, which I saw people doing, mostly just to cover supplies. I saw people who were like selling masks, charging no more but to cover supplies. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And people were like, "You should be giving these away. How dare you?" But and then all of a sudden, like, look on eBay, how many people are selling cool masks and shit.
Right.
Now no one's buying.
Oh my God! Yeah, now it's literally Facebook ads.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Hey, what I found really funny too is there's this girl. She's big, got a big chest, and she's all, she's got American flag on it, and she's like, "Hey, voted for Trump? Me too. Buy one of these masks, get 3 of them for free." I swear to God, that's literally the ad. Literally, it's
If
like
you were selling hand sanitizer, and if it wasn't like already preset market value, you're a fucking price gouger. Now I walk into Walmart, and they got the little bottles of hand sanitizer, about that big around, more than your average pocket Purell, but not a whole bottle. $8, limit 1 per person.
That's crazy.
No one says a word.
Right. I think corporations need to be held accountable. It'll never happen. The
Well,
law.
I mean, I'm not saying shame on Walmart. What I'm saying is everyone's quick to demonize people and let corporations get away with whatever.
Right. Like we should just not shop at Walmart because they want to hike that crap up.
Well, I mean,
I'd almost not shop at Walmart if I was a small business owner for sure, because they've
everyone needs food, and
Right.
we have to eat every day, and no one's saying, well, you should just be giving your food away. You should just be giving those masks away.
Hey man, you should cut the price in half of everything at Walmart, dude.
You should be giving that shit away. What's the matter with you? I can't stand that shit.
Jordan said, I've heard SARS virus came from animals and then humans and something blah blah blah. I need to research bad. I don't want to say because I don't know.
Well, and that's I feel like that's where a lot of our mindset. So if you ask me when all this first started happening, they've got this corona thing going on, and you start seeing these videos of like, what are they doing over there in China? They're locking people in their homes.
Right.
Apparently it has something to do with some virus. So my first thing is, well, maybe they got something going on. China's weird, or maybe like this is absolute garbage, and people are just making shit up. You know what I mean? Like you never know what you're seeing. And then like there's a for sure, hey, there's this virus, and I'm like, okay, well, like every 2 years there's an Ebola outbreak and all this. Like,
Right.
We just don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Like we're just so. Like, if I worried about every single little outbreak that ever happened and freaked out, like, I'd never do anything. I mean, we've had the swine flu,
Ebola,
bird flu,
H1N1,
Ebola, all these things, where it's kind of like, okay, like, business as usual,
Right.
whatever.
Kind of like it's already a part of society anyways.
Yeah,
But
like, God,
hey,
hope I don't catch it.
But this one comes
What am I
with
gonna do?
masks.
Nothing.
This one comes with masks and constant delivery.
Okay. Yeah. So whenever people really start freaking out, like, oh shit, the shit's coming to America, my first thing went to Ebola. All right, there's gonna be a couple people get it. They're gonna be locked down. Everybody might be a couple days. Everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. And then it got a little bit more serious. It's like, no, like a lot of people, it's really contagious. I'm like, okay, so it's like swine flu.
Right.
Okay, H1N1. All right.
Your,
there's gonna be
your,
a lot
your,
of
your
call-outs.
thermometer
Yeah.
of severity
Oh.
with other illnesses in it.
And then all of a sudden, everybody's buying toilet paper. And I'm like, these fucking dumb motherfuckers.
Went from no more milk and bread, buddy. It's serious shit. Literally, we gotta get the
my thought process
TP.
there was like, okay, so it's like a winter storm,
Right.
Oh, others, you come to Kentucky. If there's a chance of frozen water in the area, milk and bread,
Gone.
milk and bread,
Immediately.
bread.
Making milk and bread
Oh.
sandwiches the whole time. You're frozen.
So then I got thinking, and everybody's on Facebook like, capitalism failed you. The stores, there's no toilet paper on the shelf. Now who's Venezuela?
I'm making it in my backyard with a tree I cut down.
And I'm like, well, that's stupid because they're gonna make more. This
Right.
is supply and demand. And like,
Hey, and they're probably gonna make a
this is
lot
my
more.
thought.
Probably a
This
lot.
is my thought. Yeah. I'm like, there's gonna be so much toilet. They're gonna make so much toilet paper in response.
Oh
Toilet paper's gonna be cheap as
Hey
fuck.
man, seriously, I saw somebody on Reddit talking about like a bounty, like or some toilet brand stock like quadrupling and then stay and it go down, of course, because they're that hype ended,
What
but
goes up must come down.
right, but it's like level and it's double almost what it used to be, or some exponential. It's like double or triple or something like that. What it used to be. Listen, Jordan has one more thing, and then he says he wants to go to bed, and it kind of culminates. It's cool. Why is this one so bad? Why? Why? Listen, and I'm gonna branch off of him because I'm getting what he's saying, and you probably are too. Why is this one the one that the FTC said, all right, we got to shut this bitch down? This is the one we got to shut down. When Ebola was a flesh eating disease, it's not even a virus. It's like a flesh eating disease. It's like, like the Black Plague.
Because this one is so contagious, right? Like,
Okay, so that's why you think that this is the one that's the big
told.
bad.
The reason, so, and that's what everyone told us. The reason we're all freaking out right now, like, when was the last time you heard the phrase "flatten the curve"?
Right.
Because that's what it was all about, right?
Right.
Flatten the curve. Flatten the curve.
Well,
the reason we're taking the reason we're shutting everything down is so we can flatten the curve, so that we don't overload our healthcare system.
Right.
All right. We did it. America did it. My God, we shut down the fucking businesses. Small business stopped. Everybody quit going to fucking restaurants. I need to stop cussing so much. I'm sorry, man.
You're good, man.
Everybody quit going to restaurants so we could flatten the curve. Okay. Month, 2 months went by, and everybody's like, all right, let's open this shit back up. We flattened the curve. It's not as bad as you thought.
Right.
And now you never heard the phrase flatten the curve again. Now it's, we got to find a cure.
Oh, I don't even hear that.
There's people dying.
I hear other things. I haven't heard anything about coronavirus from CNN, a mainstream media outlet, in 3 weeks. Easy. I haven't seen a single thing at all. Like I searched Wuhan COVID test prep, and the most recent thing I got was May 26th. Like that's a month ago.
Andy Bashir did his daily updates. And we're all in this together. Originally, it was we're going to flatten the curve. Just want to be safe. Make sure that our healthcare systems aren't. Because he went over what flattening the curve meant, and how long it was going to take. It should take a month, maybe 2, and all this. And then all of a sudden, daily update. We need to get. It's all about testing more people, and getting the numbers. And this many people died, and this is our death numbers. And you never heard anything about flattening the curve again. It was no longer about flattening the curve. Now it's about making sure no one dies from COVID, period.
So what are you saying? What do you mean? What's the...
I'm saying they switched gears on us.
Right. Well, listen.
I'm saying it was never about flattening the curve.
Okay. I am not at all upset. Listen, I didn't have a business that's affected, so it's easy for me to say. Well, I mean, I guess I did have a business affected, but it's still... like I knew the risks going into what I'm doing, so it's not like there are people that didn't do what I did that can gripe about this.
This is one of those risks. Like I'm all about laissez-faire. I'm pure capitalist. I'm a huge libertarian. But this isn't one of those risks you can look out for. This isn't
right.
Something safety net for as far as the business goes. I'm sorry.
I always have to have a safety net. I don't have another safety net.
Have something,
right? And there's a lot of people that are saying that too. That's not my point. I think the government, man, they did the best that they could, and I'm okay with not hearing flatten the curve anymore because it's already past that. And guess what? We didn't even have a curve to flatten. If you want to look at the numbers right now, they're just going to keep going up because we keep testing people. So that's
that's the thing, but we're not flattening the curve was to do with not overloading our ICUs.
Right. Because and I don't even see that as a bad thing to say just because
it wasn't a problem that it happened, but once we realized, hey, this isn't going to be so crazy that our hospitals it's not as bad as we thought it was. It's not as deadly as we thought it was, and and most of it's asymptomatic. We should have started opening up then.
Hey, listen though. I can go anywhere I want now in my town, anywhere. So I feel like the cushion has been.
You can't though.
Oh, I can. Name somewhere in Somerset. I can go to
Indoor pools.
Where?
Indoor pools.
June 15th they opened them here.
I called the Lebanon Aquatic Center last week. They're like, y'all gonna be opening because. One of my big things, and I know this is an easy complaint for white bread America, but the point is, I don't like feeling like I've been rope-a-dope, and that's what it is. I feel like I got rope-a-dope.
I don't. I feel like a government took a hold of something that they thought was going to be way worse. They shut down the economy and kind of did something that's never happened before. They realized that it's bad while they did it. We all knew it was bad. They know they fucked up. I think next time now we know that we're going to be better prepared, as in being able to test quick, because testing now does nothing. Who the fuck cares? I don't care if we can test 6.5 million people in 11 days now. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't
Well,
matter.
I think I've heard something about like it's making a comeback, second string.
Oh,
Like it's
well,
mutated really quick.
I don't
Like
know.
I know Taylor County, Campbellsville, as of this was on Friday. I got a call from my boss. Of course, I work at a rehab center. He's like, "Hey, tell everybody because like everybody was finally going to get to leave the facility. We've been on lockdown. All the clients were going to finally get to leave the facility on Saturday. And Friday night, I called them all in. I was like, "Hey," and they were like, "What?" They thought I was about to tell them they can't leave. I was like, "The director just wants y'all to know there's been 20 new cases today of COVID.
Right.
Okay, so
Garbage.
y'all be
Garbage
mindful
number.
of social distancing.
Poop.
Be super careful
I think it's stupid.
because if you're not and you're bringing this building, everybody's not going nowhere for a long time." So
Right.
that
Uh,
was kind of thing.
I think it's the dumbest thing ever. Of course, you're going to have 20 new fucking cases because the people that you tested were probably admitted to be tested because they had symptoms. Lol. So, I mean, duh, it's going to be positive. I wonder how many they tested out of those 20.
Do you remember when it first happened and there were no tests? Like I wanted to get my son tested real bad, and I called up the hospital and I said, "Hey, my son, he's got a cough. He just got over being sick." Which, in hindsight, I think he had COVID. Do you remember back right before COVID hit,
I,
like a month or two?
I had COVID in
Everybody had
December.
upper respiratory infections.
Yeah.
It was flu season.
Right.
No one had flu. Everybody had these god awful upper respiratory infections.
I and my son had. I think we had COVID-19. I'm
My
serious.
son, I had to take him to the hospital. I came home one day and he was fussy, and he was like not a fussy baby. Like he's not a fussy baby.
Right.
He was like, look, 3 months old at the time. Um, I come home and Alana's like, he is just fussing up a storm. I don't know what's wrong, and I'm like, I don't know. Let's try to rock and all this, and maybe he's hungry and all this. And I felt the top of his head on my cheek. Oh, he's burning up. He's burning up real bad. So we checked his temperature, and it was just high. It was like 101. All right, so we're like, okay, look, he's probably just teething, and all this. So we gave him some baby Tylenol and all this, and it wasn't going down. It was kind of staying. And then that night, it went up to like 102.5. So I took him to the ER. Took him to the ER, and they ran the flu test and all this. We were there for a couple hours. I'm like, this is not a normal test. I think this is actually day 2. And they're like, yeah, he's just teething. All his tests came back normal. And I'm like, this has been going on for 48 hours.
Right.
This don't. This is my first baby. This don't seem like no teething fever to me.
Right.
Bad cough. So it was 5 days of hell, man. Just a bad cough, doing everything we could to keep the fever down.
I think we had like
Tylenol.
my son had it for I think like 6 days or 5 maybe. Same thing. It's like a weird cough, not even really a
Yeah.
dry one. It was just some weird thing. So I don't know, and it just seemed like we had the flu. I'll be honest. I had a friend that came over. Uh, he he told me when he came over that he was sick. I was like, okay, that's great. And then he left, and then we were sick. I think 2 days later. 2 days later, dude, boom. The whole week of Christmas, we couldn't go to any Christmas things. I was like, look, man, we are messed up. This is as sick as I've ever been in my life. I've got pictures my friends took of me. I had to I had a blanket that was a real furry one, and I'd sit here and I'd cover up with it in this chair, and I'd sit
You
here
had
and
the chill.
I'd cover up and I had the chills, and then I'd be so hot and I'd be dead. So I'd just rip it off and throw it. And then I'd go get it. I did that. I would do that 100 times throughout the night.
We kept a wet rag on Xander's head for 3 solid days.
Dude, it was so awful. My son didn't have that bad of a temperature. He wasn't really hot, but he was just like lethargic and like just acting like he was spent, like something was
Dude,
going
sick
on.
children are the worst.
Yeah,
Man.
hey man, isn't it the saddest thing on the
That sick
planet?
infant, because there was no way for me to tell that infant.
Right.
And I was a brand new dad, so I was getting frustrated easily too.
Yeah.
Like I don't have any sleep. Like it's been 3 months of no sleep, and now I'm not getting like I was up for 48 solid hours.
Yeah.
to take me to the hospital and everything. Like, and he wouldn't sleep for more than a little bit at a time. The only way he'd sleep is me rocking in the recliner, holding him.
Right.
So I'm not getting any sleep, and like I was like losing it. I was like, "What do you
Yeah.
want?"
And it's hey, and like then you're like frustrated, but it's
And you
like
feel like shit for getting
right. You're like,
frustrated.
oh man, you're just a little thing, dude. I can't do that. It's the worst
and
thing.
you and just not being able to communicate with him.
And
But
not being able to take it away and have it be 10 times worse for you. That's like my worst thing. I mean, it's obviously not a possible thing, but I just wish I could take it away, take the sickness, and have it 10 times worse so they don't have it. That's like how I feel every time my
yeah,
son gets sick.
and back on the COVID, we were talking about the economy. Like, there's toilet paper on the shelves,
Right.
paper towels on the shelves. But you know what hasn't recovered is the meat market.
Oh, hey. Also, and I'm just gonna add this and you keep going. Like supplies like Lysol. That shit it's not only constantly gone, but in certain retail places, it's not getting restocked. Like not at all. But Walmart gets priority, and it's just getting taken from there quick. And then some. I have friends that work in the supply chain of Walmart, which has been awesome throughout this because I've asked them tons of questions. One's in the distribution center, and one's at a Walmart. So it's like I get both sides of the deal there. But yeah, they said that the like orders for Lysol and for Lysol wipes and liquids and stuff like that are just they're like not anywhere near what they used to be.
And I feel like that's where a lot of the anger, that's where a lot of my anger comes from. Is I'm seeing they said if you aren't essential, you got to shut down. And then now we're gonna make you shut down.
Right.
But a lot of these non-essential stores are selling the same shit Walmart's selling.
Right.
So if and if we can safely navigate Walmart, why can't we safely navigate
Agree.
everywhere else?
That was where really I started to teeter on my opinion on how the government handled it. I don't know what the government's going to do with the corporation. It's really, I guess I should be upset with the corporation, like Walmart and stuff. But man, that was just
No,
rough.
not even at Walmart. If
Hey,
I was
and why the
working,
hell do I still have to wait in line to go into Walmart so I can have a number counted for me? Like, come on, dude. Hey, I agree with you in the fact that, yeah, we're over it, man. Rip all the shit off. Like, we can stop. Pull all the plexiglass down. Stop being crazy. Like, if,
well, I
like,
mean, and I feel like a lot of that's up to each individual store. But like, that's my why why was
it's,
Walmart? Why Walmart? Why
right.
did they get
Why didn't, hey, why is there not a plexiglass thing in front of every single cash register at Walmart? Because there's not at mine.
Auto stores, they got to stay open. Why
Right.
not a clothing outlet?
Right.
Who is deemed what's essential, what's not essential?
That
You got
that's been a
these restaurants, okay. The Walmart fucking deli's open.
right.
If the Walmart deli's open, the bowling alley restaurant can be open.
Yeah, I agree. This
If
is
fast food can be open, and it's infuriating. And you see,
if you can go order 26 burgers, if you can go and order 26 burgers at a fast food place, you should be able to walk into Walmart and order and get your 3 pounds of meat. What you can't because you can only get the one. Like that's even stupid.
and well, that's the thing. Guess what had to shut down? A lot of the meat packing plants.
Right. Yep.
Because and these numbers could be wrong. So whenever I used to work for Brothers in Danville, I think they said there are like 5 distributors of meat.
Like nationally.
Yeah, like there's only a handful of distributors. Period.
Makes me want to puke.
Like, you're going to one of those places
Right.
to get your meat from.
It's gross.
And when they close all them down, except for 1 or 2 of them, what do you expect?
Right.
And whenever you close down all these restaurants, you fuck the supply. You can't just halt the machine. You
Right.
can't stop the machine like that.
Yeah. Because
The economic impacts.
economics are such a woven thing. You pull one thing out and it messes up a ton of others.
Well, and you see these farmers who you see these pile of dead pigs because they're like, well, no, there's no one to give the pigs to.
Right.
There's no pork on the shelves, but I've got all these pigs.
Right.
All right, and it's not because no one's buying pork; it's because they won't let us send it to
Right.
get processed and butchered and packaged and put on the shelf.
Right. And that's
So who deemed who got to sell pork and who didn't?
right.
And then you got these people who are like, well, you should just give it away. You know, like you saw those giant things of potatoes where like, well, you can't. It's giant potatoes. I mean, in Idaho, they had like these mountains of potatoes, and people were like, well, why don't you just give it away?
Right.
That's how business works, bro.
Right, right. Jordan said, but fast food will cook your food, but then hand you your food and drinks in a clear tub. Like, that's what they're like. He said, well, okay, there's a follow up to that. There's plexiglass in front of every register here. Jordan, I'd like to know where you're at. I don't know, because I don't know. I don't know where you live. Maybe Danville, I thought, maybe. If you're talking about Danville Walmart and Somerset Walmart doesn't look, hey, our mayor, he's Democrat. He has been very lax on this stuff, and I'm not so much against it. It's probably like what I feel like maybe I would do. Like and he's looking at numbers, and he's being truthful about it. Yeah, tests are going up. Yeah, positive cases are going up, but hospitality rates are staying pretty decently down.
Hospitality rates, like
Yeah. How much COVID helps you and gives you a warm cooked meal at night?
a very courteous disease.
Yeah.
Well, the numbers that stick out to me, and like I said, there's always going to be outliers, and I'm not trying to be unsensitive to those who've lost family members and such like that. Like, no one, that sucks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but whenever the average death rate or age of death is higher than the average national age of death, we like that's something you need to look at.
I can't get on board with that. I haven't been on board with that the whole time. One person dies, that's American, and we just got to look out for it. That's what I have thought that my government did.
If that's the thing, if that's the case, if we covered addiction like we did COVID.
And I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But addiction's not some new boom random thing. So
cigarettes, like all these, and I know these sound like Republican talking points, but it's like, Jesus.
I'm definitely not disagreeing with you that addiction and among other things that are healthcare ridden should be very important.
But at the end of the day, I still don't know where I 100% sit. Part of me is like, it's really not much to worry about. You know?
Jordan said that he can't say where he's at. OPSEC military stuff. Okay. All right. Are you in a pretty populated place? Like, is it surprising to you with the population that's around you that you have plexiglass at every Walmart? Because Danville doesn't, Stanford still doesn't, or Stanford doesn't, and Pulaski, Somerset's Walmart doesn't. So that's a question for you. Okay, listen. Here's my goal. We're 1 hour and 41 minutes in, baby. Okay.
I want to get back to these polling.
Listen to me. Listen. We're 1 hour and 41 minutes in. I think about 10 minutes of it was the intro. We're going to 2 hours. I want to see if it's okay. Like, we're going to try to make this 2 hours. We're going to try our hardest. You're the minority where you're at. Whoa. That's, I mean, that's like a weird thing to say as far as, what? That's odd. Okay. I mean, what the fuck? You're in the States. Okay. I mean, I guess I get what you're saying. Okay. Still just weird, though. Still weird. I want to know the population. Yeah, you don't have to give me the number, but is it like more than Lexington in the city closest to you? I kind of like approached that really weird. I don't listen. It's not like I don't have anything else to say about the election stuff, but I don't. If you'd like to expand on it, there are 3 more things that I'd like to bring up to you that are. One of them's kind of stupid. I don't even think I should really say anything about it. But there are two. Well, one's just like watching somebody do something, and we don't. There'll never be a way we know the facts on it, and it's just kind of I don't know. And it's kind of a little bit. It's not really insensitive. It's just kind of a dumb thing. Okay, Jordan.
Skirt. Don't be skirt like a short dress.
Um. Okay. Well, here's a development in the Ahmaud Arbery case. I don't know if you're following that, but it's a pretty big thing. I think it's pretty crazy. It's a lot. It's a very multifaceted.
Everyone's following Ahmaud Arbery.
What?
Everyone's following Ahmaud Arbery.
Right.
Cases.
The three men that were believed to be involved with it, the driver, or like
So the father, the son, and the
guy,
cameraman.
yeah, the cameraman. They've all been indicted. I do have like a link that we were gonna go through so we could kind of check it out because I haven't even looked at it.
This is my question. Why was the cameraman charged?
It's a good question.
And it's not like a jump into his defense, but I honestly want to
Right.
know like what the reasoning is.
Yeah, this is why I was complacent to bring this one up because it's like a developing thing, and I'm gonna try my hardest not to give any sort of like opinion or anything because I just feel like this is way too much. There's way too deep of a thing. Okay, Jordan, I kind of thought that was what you meant. Okay.
I used to live in San Antonio also.
Yeah, dude, I remember when you like moved off. That was a long time ago.
2012.
What?
2011 and 2012.
Okay.
Ahmaud Arbery. So the indictments have rolled out, right?
Right. So,
Did any of those guys make bail, or did they get bail, or have they all been locked up this whole time?
I'm not even sure about that. Okay, so they indicted Travis McMichael, his father, Greg McMichael, and William R. Bryan. So it is the three. It's the mother or the father, the son, and the cameraman, basically. The charges also sorry. On malice and felony murder charges in Arbery's death. The charges also include aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and criminal attempt to commit false imprisonment, according to the indictment.
So is that what they're charging the cameraman with? Or are they saying that he was complicit in like?
Yeah, they weren't really accurate in who got what. So there's that. But an attorney for Bryan, and I've seen that guy talk. An attorney for Bryan, which is the last name of the guy that took the video, has repeatedly said Bryan committed no crime and was only a witness. I've seen that guy like talking about that with like a panel. He's a little bit crazy.
Well, and the sad fact is, until the court case happens and the evidence comes out, we don't know what happened as far as like leading up to the video we saw.
Right.
So I believe the schools of thought are. One school of thought is like, so, like whatever Ahmed was doing beforehand, it doesn't matter. Like, dude should not have been shot. These guys were trying to make a citizen's arrest.
Right.
And then was this guy behind them that like, hey, what the fuck is going on over here? And just started taking a video, or was he complicit in like locking him off and also taking video? You know what I mean?
I don't even think that's I think it's just that guy, like the prosecuting attorneys, and I'm saying this because I heard it be defended by the recorder guy, but they're just thinking that because he's friends with the father and son, he's friends with them.
So he knows them. Were they traveling together at the time?
I can't speak on that. I don't know if they've mentioned anything about that since what I've listened to, but they didn't mention anything about that. I can't even remember if he was asked during that panel if he was with them that day or if he was following them or what. I can't really remember. But I think the prosecuting attorneys just think he's complicit because he knows them and he was there. I don't know. I don't know the details. This is just a developing thing. It's pretty crazy. This is a pretty wacky story. I think that the school of thought for me is like you can't just go out and just be the police, man. It's kind of like the
no, like whatever happens to those guys, the father and son. I mean, not that I'm disinterested, but what I'm really interested in is what happens to the guy who's filming.
Yeah. Because why do you think that about the father and son? Because you kind of feel like you know that they should be punished because they. That's how I feel.
Well, no, it's just like what they get charged with is gonna matter. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know why we get this insane idea, like that we can be mad at someone so we can charge them with a higher murder charge than it was. Like,
Right.
this wasn't a premeditated thing. I don't think so.
Right.
I think murder 3 is about as high as they're gonna be able to get them for.
Are you saying with this particularly? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean that and the George Floyd case. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um,
I think this was. I think this was a. They're very much so playing it out like this is a premeditated thing. Like,
well,
I don't know about going and shooting him, but I know about going and
for me,
restraining him.
premeditation, like that means that like that morning they woke up and they had to say, "Today I'm going to go kill him. I'm an operator. I'm going to go kill somebody."
Right. Okay. I don't know.
And I think they think they'd be hard pressed, just like George Floyd. They're gonna be hard pressed to get a murder 2 or a murder 1. And I don't understand. I would need to know what was going on before the camera started rolling. What's the relationship between you two as far as why we all so like if I just happen to be behind you in traffic in a small town, which is not just because I'm friends with you, the fact that I'm behind you is
Right. I agree.
circumstantial. And then I see some crazy shit going down. And that way, that's just like American anymore. Just like what?
Right. And then also while you're doing it, you'd be like, "Whoa, shit! Those are my friends. Cool." Or not really cool, but wow.
From what I saw, dude didn't say anything. He didn't take an active role in anything.
Right.
Now you can make a moral judgment on should he have gotten involved one way or another. You can make your moral judgment there. But as far as a legal standpoint goes, like, what the fuck is going on? That's kind of what I thought was going. Like, what the hell? Look at this.
Right.
Shit. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I think that from the little clip that I saw, and I'm not gonna go get it because it was really stupid. It was really early. They're talking about a bunch of early shit, being asked a bunch of weird questions, and it's the guy, the Brian guy, and then his attorney. The Brian guy just stands there quiet the whole time. The attorney literally just tells everybody, "Listen, this guy's stupid. He don't know what he's saying. So we're just gonna use me. You need to ask a question, ask me directly, and we'll go from there." And it was rough. It was a rough little interview thing. He was saying though that's the gist. That he was just kind of riding back there and decided to take that video, and that he didn't have anything to do with it.
It'll all come out in the wash. But
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
what I want to get on back to these election officials.
Oh, sweet Jesus. What
That's
else you got,
important.
though? Hey, I'm not saying it's not important. What else you got? We didn't spill it out.
So we've learned that the people who decide how many polling locations there are these vague election officials.
Right.
So I went to Wikipedia, and let's talk about Wikipedia for just a second. I saw something the other day. Wikipedia is like a fount of knowledge, right? Like just a fount of knowledge. Great. Like anywhere, if I don't know something about something, I want to get kind of a rounded out. I go Wikipedia, right?
Right.
That's where you go.
Yeah.
Anytime you bring up Wikipedia in an online argument,
Okay.
you've lost the argument. Right then, isn't that funny how that happens?
Now you're like saying this with some weight, like you're like that's stupid, right? Because it's the dumbest thing ever.
I think it's kind of odd because I'm that person who's always been like, if I'm in a debate with you and you cite Wikipedia, I'm like, ha, I win. You just cited Wikipedia, and then someone posted, and they were like, it's one of the greatest tricks in modern technology was taking this bountiful fount of knowledge and decrediting it.
Oh.
Now, are there fraudulent
What the
Wikipedia pages? Yeah.
They get that, dude. Wikipedia has for the entirety of its existence been hardcore moderated as fuck. Now, back when we were in school, when we were in like, freshman year, you bet your ass I'm out here fucking changing shit in the Wikipedia, and it will stay there for 6 hours for the entirety of the school day for me to spread it to everybody to go check it out. But now,
I remember hearing a rumor that like and this is I don't know how true it is, but like one of the first things that decredited Wikipedia in my mind was the fact that I heard that there was high school teachers who required their students to write a Wikipedia page for a grade, and so I'm like, oh, okay, well, I mean that's useless, you know what I mean? Because I know how much I put into papers in high school. I don't even know if that's true or not. But here's what Wikipedia says: election official, an election official, election officer, election judge, election clerk, or poll worker is an official responsible for the proper and orderly voting at polling stations. Depending on the country or jurisdiction, election officials may be identified as members of political party or nonpartisan. Blah 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 blah. Generally, volunteers or paid a small stipend for their work.
Right.
I think that's talking about like the people like at the polling stations helping you do that.
Right.
We want to know the people who set the shit up. That's what I want to know about. Election official ain't giving it to me. That ain't the one, dog.
Jordan says, I dare you guys, and maybe your local sheriff's department will say yes or no, or ask your city police. If you guys can just play on their simulator, if they have it and will let you. Ask if you can run on their simulations, and you'll be shocked at who you would shoot and who you wouldn't. Trust me, I've had the training. I promise you'll have a completely different look on police. I wish anti-police people could do this. Irrelevant comment.
Oh, ACOBs are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got on.
Hey,
I don't know how we got
and
on
look,
this.
man, I'll tell you now, like, me and Alex are a part of the same, like, niche little group on Facebook that we actually can't. I know, Jordan. Like, I had to read that, and I was like, dude, you better not be saying that, man. But I get what you're saying. We are in one of the same little niche corners of Facebook. That's pretty decent. Like, the people from it get pretty big notoriety out of being degenerate idiots
It
sometimes.
used to be a lot better.
Yeah, sure. I guess, man. It used
Nothing
to.
was off the table.
Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, true. Now it's just chopped up garbage every direction. It's just really stupid. Lots of ACAB people exist in these circles, and my god, are they all just inherent garbage. Every single, like I'm telling you right now, I don't care. If you're ACAB, you're an absolute idiot. And I'm saying that, and I don't care, and I'll stand by it. It's one of the
I don't
things.
care how you try to justify it with the one bad apple in the block and like God. I don't. If you're ACOB, you're stupid.
Right.
That thought process is stupid.
It is. It's really dumb. It's like an edgy.
All police officers hold up an inherently racist.
Hey, now listen. I am a person that thinks ACAB is stupid. That knows that that's facts. It's facts. If you want to be really virtual about it, like
should we constantly be monitoring the police, the way that they police, and what they're enforcing? Absolutely.
Right.
But to just
The lack of that is
throw this big old blanket. All police are racist.
Right.
All police are bad. All police are bastards. All laws are racist. All laws' roots are only to keep racist things alive. You're not helping anything.
No. You're just like going. You're doing that thing that dude on SpongeBob does, where he, what's he say constantly, while the dude's trying to, is that what it is?
Hoopla!
Yeah, that's what it is. You're just hoopline, bro. Hoopla.
Sounds like a lot of fucking hoopla.
Yeah, like a lot, and it's garbage, and it contributes nothing. You're hurting everybody actually by doing that.
Come at me with a solution.
Right.
All right. I'm sick of hearing problem, mad, problem. I get it. Like, I get it. There's problems. But all right, we can't just say there's a problem and we need to throw it all away. Because that's what I'm starting to see.
Yep.
All right, what's the solution then?
My leg. Well,
Now let me retract just a little bit and saying it's obviously come out in these protest videos. There are a lot of fucking shitty cops out there. There are a lot of shitty like the ways that they're handling these protests or even these riots are just like, dude, I have better de-escalation tactics as a fucking monitor at a fucking drug and alcohol rehab center. You know what I mean?
Right.
When you're shooting rubber bullets straight at people, you're shooting
Like that woman they hit like in the
people.
directly in the middle of her forehead. Like you can't do that, bro. And like Jordan, you're here, and you're military police, so like I know that you know what's up, and we've had Casey on here before, and we've talked to him. Man, was Amanda show? Yeah, dude, I know, dude. I'm sitting here and I'm talking and I'm thinking. He's saying, man, was the Amanda show, man. And I'm hurt that you said SpongeBob. Hey, well, at least I brought up the only SpongeBob reference that's been on this podcast so far, and probably the only one that you heard at that moment in time. Am I right? Yes. Okay. So there we go. I love SpongeBob. Don't get it twisted.
Is PolitiFact a reputable source in your opinion?
I think so. Yeah. For every one, I try to look like another one at least.
It's from the Poynter Institute. They've got one here, and we'll get back on topic what you were talking about. But it's what's happening with polling places in Kentucky.
This is a big thing too. People are shitting their pants. I also pulled up a article that said that Kentucky election officials say this primary was done perfect.
Well, that's dumb.
I wonder which which candidate is going to scream recount or something. I didn't skip it. I'm sorry.
People scream recount every time.
Right. I was really rooting for Booker. I thought.
I feel like we really touched on the protest riots and cops on the last podcast real well.
Oh, sweet God. Yikes, Jordan. Where you're at, that's a yikes. Leaving just one in-person voting location in Jefferson County. Wow. There's significant differences in how this year's election is being conducted due to the coronavirus. The mail ballot requests have proven to be high by historical standards. The one voting location in Jefferson County is a big one, 1.3 million square foot expo center. Okay, so Jefferson County, you were saying this earlier. Jefferson County is the county with the largest black population state. I'm sure you were reading that or have read it.
No, I just remembered that from something I was reading earlier today, which I want to say it was Jefferson County is made up of 69 point something white. I want to say 26 points or 23 point something black, and then on and on and on. I know the white is 69% because I went cool, and then anytime I see 69, I'm like yeah, but it's almost 70% white, and then another like 23% black, and then the rest is mixed between Native American, Pacific Islanders, like 0.09, all that shit. You just reading?
What? Yeah, I'm reading down through this.
Share with the class.
Record turnout almost for a primary, like they're thinking. The highest currently was 2008 with 922,456 residents voting statewide. But they're thinking that Jefferson County and the state are going to produce a record turnout. Huh.
So yeah, Louisville Courier-Journal, one of the sites they sourced, headline is, national voices are claiming voter suppression, but Kentucky on pace for record turnout.
Right. Weird. I can't imagine that. Like, I've seen horror stories of people saying, like, I've gotten 4 mail-in ballots mailed to my house for dead people. I can't imagine that that's happening like enough to throw numbers. I mean, what are you gonna? Okay, good. You got 4 election ballots that you can that you shouldn't rip up anyone's mail that's not labeled to you. There's my disclaimer. But you could just throw them in the trash because they're dead, so they don't need them. So like, actually, you
RTS is what you do. You take a pen, you write RTS on it, and you throw it back to the mailbox.
okay? Listen. If you want to be so politically active that you're upset about people getting mail-in ballots for dead people, just throw them in the trash. Don't tell anybody. Just do that. Because then guess what? There's 4 fake mail-in ballots that don't exist anymore. So just shut up. Stupid. Dumb. Like literally, like a Karen will be on Facebook and they'll be like, "Oh my God, Donald Trump is being it's been rigged. It's been rigged against him."
Well, anytime you see change, people are gonna freak out.
Yeah. Taboo equals
Look
enemy.
when they went to electronic voting, everyone was like, "Oh, it's all gonna be hacked. It's gonna be hacked." It's gonna be
Florida,
hacked.
Florida. That shit was awful. Okay, Jordan said go back. Nothing. You're just military police. You know how the shit goes. I don't know. I would like to have like some situations thrown to me. Like I wish that maybe, which I guess it would happen if you were trying to be a police officer, but I wish you could like take a little test or something to check like your, I don't know, which nothing's gonna test you until you're doing it, but I'm not sure what this is. Like it's court combat. Yeah, I mean, I'm down. Last podcast, I talked about accountability. Casey was around, and he was kind of basing it towards that. Alex, listen, I'm kind of just talking because I think that you're reading stuff about election stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
Continue.
So
Continue. I feel
I
you.
want to know who the fuck sets up. Who's the person that says we're gonna have X amount of polling locations, and these are how many we're gonna have. This is why. I want to know who does that.
Yeah, it's odd that you can't just find that. Like,
You think that would just be like when you click in Google, be like, oh, it's if you're county fucking clerk or whatever.
right. But I'm just gonna talk to Jordan. I think he's gonna probably say something in a minute, just while you're doing that. I really have to piss, but I'm not gonna do that the second podcast in a row. I've had to pee since about 40 minutes ago. Also, we're 5 minutes away from when I said we needed to end this podcast. I don't want to make this one 2 hours and 30 minutes. So, I'm not saying let's end it now, but getting close. Well, there's 2 more things that I want to talk about. We're not going to talk about them. I'm going to mention them, so you can kind of know what's coming. Because we'll just have to do it on the next one, I think. Because these 2 are ones that really feel like we could dig into. A police reform bill just stalled in the Senate. Like, the right's saying the left blocked it, left saying right, this, that.
Please. You know the name of the reform bill?
What? I don't know. I think it's police reform bill. I may be wrong.
It's always going to say like Senate Bill XYZ.
I looked in the small thing that I had for it. Let me just check this.
Here, this is from yesterday, from CNN. Senate Democrats block GOP police reform bill, throwing overhaul effort into flux. The only reason I'm checking this is to find the bill name, so you can look that up and actually see what it says.
Yeah, in this article, it doesn't have it. Now listen. No, that's what we're not going to do. We're not going to dig into it. We're not going to do it. It's not going to happen.
That's what we're supposed to do.
I know, but we've been doing it. We've been doing this for 2 hours and 10 minutes, so we're probably going to stop. Like 2 hours 30 minutes, I just feel like it's crazy. And 2, we can't jam pack everything in 2 hours.
Get anything done.
Oh, just look, do this, read what you're reading, save it for the next one, because
it came up dry.
yeah, dude, I've only looked at one article literally about it and read that article.
That's why this podcast is so crucial, man, because look how hard it is to find information.
Right.
Look how hard it is to go. It should be easily accessible to say, who decides where elections are held?
There should be like an
Well,
Ask Jeeves for politics, truly, and you should be able to ask it
Jesus.
any question and answer.
And then the one person out there who knows be like, didn't you pay attention in civics
Right.
class?
Hey, Alex, we are those people. Everybody thinks we're those people.
But we're not.
Right. We're not, though. Okay, everybody? We're not. We're just
Didn't
learning.
you pay
We're
attention in civics class?
Mr. Wesley's class. Didn't you pay attention? Yeah, fucking 12 years ago. Yeah, I can't remember anything from that. I didn't have his class, though.
I don't think I took the only civics class I was forced to take was in freshman year.
So,
And like,
was it
didn't
social
go
studies?
Over, it didn't go over shit like that.
Yeah.
It didn't be like, what is impeachment?
Old
Like,
wars.
And everyone was Googling what the fuck impeachment really meant. Because the only thing we knew about impeachment was that Bill Clinton was impeached.
Right.
And then we're
It
like,
worked.
you didn't pay attention in civics class, obviously.
And then I go to like a family get together, and everybody's like, "Well, Trump's getting impeached. Here we go. It's going to be a civil war." I'm like, dude, I don't think you get what that means.
Well, the day that he was officially impeached, I Googled, what is impeachment? And then I'm like, oh, okay, it's like being charged with a crime.
Right, not removed from office. Okay, not yet removed from. Okay.
It's like when I got busted for having drugs on me. They said, hey, you're being charged with having drugs. Then this is going to have to go to the grand jury to make sure that this, in fact, was drugs.
Right.
You're going to get indicted. Okay. Once you're indicted, there's going to be a trial.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So he basically was like, hey, you're getting indicted. Now there's going to be a trial.
It's so funny. That's so sad.
So, but basically, he got charged with the crime and never got indicted because
Right.
it died on the
Because
Senate floor.
the entire thing, I really feel okay. We're not gonna sit here and get into that. I think it was a debacle for the most part. But what better debacle to unthrone the master of your enemy than to just draw out an impeachment. Get Alex back on my question ish.
Sorry, what was the question?
Oh, I don't even know.
All right, I've been a guard for 8 years, been an E5 for 3 years. I'm not sure what case he made, but respect his service nonetheless. I don't know what the hell he's asking.
He's not really asking.
Go back to the main point. We really love to hear it.
No, MP, military police. I think, yeah, that's what he's talking about. Because I said I know you're a military police, and I was only going to talk about the accountability that the military police have compared to our current police.
Restate the question in something answerable, Jordan.
Yeah.
Ask me your main question.
Okay, so next time we're going to talk about a police reform bill. I'm not trying to cut this off. We'll answer Jordan's and then we're going to cut off. But then there's a presence or a wanted presence of the U.S. military in Poland right now, and Germany. We're pulling troops from Germany right now, maybe to put in Poland.
What?
Oh yeah, it's some big shit. Listen, it's when I say it's big shit, I like lots of things that happen today are big shit. But when I think there's a lot of showmanship in military these days. It's a lot of like, you'll see Russian aircraft intercepts foreign blah blah blah, and it's like, whoa, dude, you flew behind somebody and told them to fuck off, and then they fucked off. Okay, who cares? You're showing me something. That's what a lot of it is today.
I shared that thing. Apparently, like that happens all the time.
What? Oh yeah, right. So for it to become a media thing is the showmanship thing, is what I'm saying.
I didn't know it was I was like, oh shit, what the hell? And
Well,
like,
fuck yeah. I mean, yeah, shit, dude. Airspace is crazy. Have you ever looked at like the flight tracker radar? Have you ever seen that shit?
No, the only time I mess with that is whenever I hit NORAD up every year to see where Santa's at.
Okay, I feel that. That flight tracker radar is insane. There's like hundreds of thousands of flights in the air. Like, I know you know that. It's not like I'm teaching you something.
So this is how I get when we start getting into this stuff. You just it's so easy to get so overwhelmed with what's going on in America and much less America, but across the globe,
Right.
it's so overwhelming. I can understand why so many people throw up their hands and go, I don't want a part of this.
Right.
Fuck it, I ain't got
Right.
time for that shit. My
Um,
girlfriend's always like, are you on politics again?
I almost
Like,
caught.
politics.
I,
Everything is politics.
yeah, I almost consider it like a little bit of laze, though. I'm not saying that you have to like be enveloped, but being at least like formally on the surface informed to a small point is, I think it's really important.
I don't know. I'm feeling like God. Ignorance is just bliss, dude.
Yeah.
I see so many just chill, happy people,
Yeah.
and I'm over here like all the time, like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is going
Hey,
on?
and listen, I know you're not like you're portraying what your brain thinks, not how you really act. Because we
Yeah,
like
no.
right. I don't know. I feel like have a lot of explaining to do for myself. You probably don't. On Facebook, man, that's like it's all I've done. All I've done. Like I discuss things and I argue with people. I don't really do much arguing anymore, which I'm really proud of.
I've tried to I've kind of backed out of the threads and the message boards and kind of that. What I do is I've been listening to a lot of Tim Pool recently.
Hmm.
I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan, and I watch as many live videos as I can to see what's actually going on.
Right. Listen,
And
hey.
even then,
Mm.
who's got time, man? Like it's
Hey, listen, we gotta end this. Nobody has time to listen to 2.5 hour podcasts. Hey, not that the length is bad, because I think it's pretty good. And the statistics show that people do listen to them, but Jesus Christ, we're sorry. Not really. I'm not sorry.
all right. So next time we're going to get on this Senate bill that we were talking about.
Yes, that's
And
a
then
big
somewhere down the
thing.
line, one of our tentative plans is to really start breaking down what our city governments look like, what each uh, city council members, mayors, what they do, what their platforms are, and because we both want to get involved in our city politics.
Right. Okay, I see what you're saying. That's a pretty good thing. I want to make it a personal goal to. It's not like gear people, but I want to make it to where people can have informed decisions when November comes. We could probably get on that pretty decently soon. It's always what I've wanted to do. I mean, every time, and it's happened a year, or it happened with this election, this past one. I was on live when the election results were being counted. I don't know, just because it's fucking important, man. I don't know, and now at least a few people are hanging with us and listening to us. So I'm gonna do my best. I know Alex will be down with it, to bring you like info for the election come November. God damn it. Jordan asked this big fucking paragraph question. Just let's go. Let's read it, man. What do you guys expect from the MPs when they deploy in your state? I know the guy in Louisville was shot and killed, and it was confirmed that an NG field artillery killed him, a National Guard killed him. But he was seen with a gun, and they found residue on the guy that shot at us. That's an example, but there are many more. Could you guys take the life of a man that lives on the same homeland as you? You both have kids, and it could go either way, but it's tricky.
Well, that is a giant thing of luggage to unpack right there. First, what do you guys expect from the MPs when they deploy in your state? Okay,
Hey, no. Do not break this down. It's a full question. There's a whole thing there. I mean, do you expect the people from the MPs that go to your town to shoot civilians? Could
I
you
expect
do that?
military personnel. I'm guessing that what it means by MPs. Military personnel and law officers to uphold the law. That's what I expect.
Agree. And that's the way I'd put it, and almost leave it. I'm not saying we can't expand, but like that's that. Like if you listen, if that guy shot that guy and it's collectively, this is my opinion, collectively deemed as the right amount of mitigation for what happened, which I don't think that's true. I don't think that's the case of argument from a lot of people.
Military personnel are marching down my street telling me to get in my fucking house. Guess what I'm doing?
Yeah.
I'm getting in my fucking house.
I'm gonna be very upset about that, but I'm gonna get in my house.
I'm gonna get in my house and I'm gonna be like, what the hell is why is this happening?
Do I expect the Louisville Metro to kill or the military? Oh,
I don't even know what we're talking about at this point.
well, he's went from, and I'm not saying you've went from as in it's like you're doing something negative.
Are we talking about during these riots? Is that what he's talking about?
I'm assuming so. Well, that's what we're gonna apply it to. Okay. Rules of engagement, basically.
I mean, we talked about that last podcast. Like, I would like to see a breakdown of rules of engagement.
They found residue on home while they shot. That's an example, but there are many more. Because you got to take life.
But I mean, when it comes down to those things, everything's situational.
Right. Well, it's not only situational, but dude, I mean, it's like this. I feel like, dude, they should just follow the law. I don't know what else to fucking say.
I feel like there's a lot to get into. I don't even know what we're talking about.
This is the last thing I'll say, and I'm not going to just like end it here. You can say whatever you want, Alex, if you want to follow up. But the military and police, they just both do the same fucking thing, which is uphold laws. One's just getting away with a bunch of crazy shit. That's just how this is going. And that just needs to stop. It needs to stop. If the military starts doing that, that needs to stop. If people want to abuse their authoritative power, we got a problem. That's just it. I don't know. Read up on it. The riot. Okay, I see what you're saying.
I know when military personnel break rules of engagement, they get thrown under Fort Leavenworth.
Oh my God. They get shit on. Hard.
And as they should. Whenever cops break rules of engagement, they get backed by the blue.
Right. They get backed by their police department. And it's a law. It's a law that happens. My God. Wow. Someone told me in the military, they're military police, they said that they engaged with a drunk person at their post. They pulled a gun out on the drunk person, and he was court-martialed next morning. He said that he didn't even know how anyone else knew about it. Didn't even know. He's in it. He's getting his door banged down the next morning. That should just happen. Hey, guess what? Listen, Jordan, go back to the last podcast about accountability. Just listen to that. I don't know if you have. I'm being a smart ass, just joking. But you should. Accountability, that's the last one, and we talked about this a lot on there. So I'd like to hear your thoughts from that if you listen to it. All right. I have a spiel that I have to give out at the end of this. If you've got anything, Alex, you just right now bang it out.
Fight the good fight.
Fight the good fight. I know this is the end, so I'm just going to throw this stuff out. I'm probably going to end up sticking this at the beginning of the podcast. Probably going to edit it tonight for the first time. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts. I don't think we've said this out loud. And we're live right now on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can find all these links, everything there on the Facebook. Anything that has to do with us is on Facebook. That's where the info is going to come out at. So just follow us there. You'll know when this is going to happen next. And yeah, that's that, I guess. Anything else, Alex? Last little deal. You can say it again, and I'll say it with you. I can't say it with you. Fight the good fight. All right, we'll see everybody. See you guys.